going to be able to tell the difference between these?
Are they not labeled?
Collab! Hello and welcome to Armchair Ginger and Matt's channel, which it's going to have a name.
We're still, it's an in progress.
Alright, so first thing we're going to do is head to White Castle and we're going to try the chicken rings, but the primary thing is we're going to compare the regular sliders to the Impossible sliders. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think it's called the Impossible slider.
The fake sliders. The veggie ones.
Well, and the interesting thing is, I don't think either of us have ever had a veggie burger of any kind.
No.
And while I very much enjoy regular burgers, I don't have any like qualms with having a veggie burger. It doesn't bother me, and if it tastes just as good, like, I don't care.
I will say, I did once have a little bit of Liz's black bean burger, and it was awful. It was absolutely terrible. So I'm interested to see how these like Vogue veggie burgers are. If they're any good. So it should be fun.
Also, if the camera's shaking quite a bit,
it's driving.
Well, partially. I was going to say it has more to do with the stiff suspension of the Fiat 500 of ours. It's very...
Well, and also the way that we mounted the camera, so it's kind of like shifted over quite a ways. It's not really at its center of gravity, so... Yeah, it's going to jiggle.
Yeah.
But you like jiggly footage.
Exactly. Like, isn't this like Battlestar Galactica style?
Yeah,
like,
I guess it is.
Have you never seen Battlestar Galactica?
I've seen like part of one episode.
Oh, okay. Well, one of the biggest complaints is that the camera is always shaking all the time.
Okay, yeah.
So there are other.
J.J. Abrams and lens flare. We got an order here.
All right, we are at White Castle now.
Yes, we are. All right.
So we need...
Welcome to White Castle, can I help you?
Yes, can we get 4 regular sliders?
Okay.
4 of the Impossible sliders, I think that's what they're called. And 2 orders of the chicken rings.
Alright, on the Impossible, you want cheese on those?
Yeah,
on 2 of them.
Cheese? Yeah.
And then 2 without cheese.
Alright. Is that it?
Do you want anything to drink?
Just water's fine.
And can I get a water too?
Yep.
All right, that's it.
15:30.
Well, I figured to get a real taste, we each have to have 2
Yeah.
of each.
They're so small.
They are small.
You gotta give them a real chance.
And then I'm not a big fan of cheese.
That's a good point.
So,
Okay.
but I will eat one with cheese for science.
Yeah.
So
it is for science. And from what I understand, these are vegan, I think. So even the cheese on the Impossible ones, I think, is not real cheese.
wow.
Hey, Future Mike here. Sorry to disturb you, but that's not vegan cheese. It's American cheese. It's dairy. It's real cheese. Well, it's not real cheese. It's American cheese, so it's cheese-based product. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll catch you in the future.
That's what I understand.
We're really sacrificing here for the views.
Yeah. But you know, it's for the views, but it's for science.
It's to inform the viewer.
Yeah.
We are educating.
People need to know about this stuff. I mean, I was curious about it, so
Yeah.
it makes sense.
I was after Mike mentioned that it was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this car reach.
But it's worth it, right?
Yes. Very cautious about not curbing the wheels.
Oh yeah. Done that a time or 2.
Here's your water. I've got
Thank
a can
you.
of Coke in here still. So.
Okay, cool. For cleansing the palate.
Are we supposed to pull up, or is he actually planning on giving us our food?
I assume we just wait here. I think this would be more convenient.
also think they make like exclusively sliders. You think they would have them like ready to roll
Yeah,
out?
ready to just slide right off that slider cooker.
Yeah.
Touch it on like 10, 20 seconds.
All right.
Cool.
Should we time him?
Sure. We've got timer right there.
Okay.
We're in the 10 zone.
Uh-oh.
20 hours.
Dun, dun. It's been 20 seconds.
Let's go.
Demand a refund. Uh-oh, I think that person ahead of us is coming back. The person that was in line ahead of us was pulling out, and then they started backing up.
Whoops.
Yeah, this could be bad.
Something might have slid out of the bag on the way out.
Ah!
Oh, I need to attribute some responsibility here. By the way, the reason that I thought to even do a White Castle video is because of Wintermute's comments on my Spicy Chicken McNuggets video. So shout out to Wintermute. This one's for you. The Spicy Chicken McNugget one. Why can't I say that word?
What word?
Spicy Chicken McNugget. There's something about that word. McNugget.
Thank you.
McNugget.
I think it's a little ironic that you said, why can't I say that word? And then I specifically asked you to repeat the word you just said you cannot say.
Alright, so
we can just park.
yeah, we'll just park.
Do we want to park in the shade?
Ooh, very nice.
What's that going to do with our camera lighting, though?
We'll probably be alright.
All right.
We'll have
Actually, I
some
think it's
fancy
probably a little
shadows.
bit better.
Alright. So, I'm trying. Let's see, we got chicken rings there. And are we going to be able to tell the difference between these?
Are they not labeled? I would hope they would label them separately.
One of them's blue. So
I
we
think
got
blue is
blue ones, those are probably
traditional.
regular ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be hilarious if we got them mixed up?
Actually, you know how we'll know? The ones with cheese are the veggie ones. So this is the Impossible, I'm assuming, because there's cheese on it.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I don't think there's any cheese.
Alright.
Now, this isn't going to be
That's
very
awful.
inspiring, regulars.
Yeah. It looks like a regular slider.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Cheers. touch the slider. It doesn't taste like I remember. And I thought they
Did we get
put
them mixed
like
up?
relish on.
Yeah, don't they have onions?
I don't see any onions on.
I wonder if this is the Impossible one.
It tastes different than what I'm accustomed to.
This isn't a regular slider.
No. It's not bad.
No.
It almost tastes like cheap, like breakfast sausage patties.
Mm-hmm.
That's my take
Yep.
on it.
It is lacking the spice, so to speak. You know, there are aspects of flavor that are missing. But to be honest, this is not as bad as the black bean burger that I had.
Well, that's good. By the way, viewers, if you are observing grease on my hands, it's because I changed the starter on a car earlier. And as best I tried, I couldn't get it all off.
It just adds to the flavor.
That's right.
So now these are the regular ones, apparently.
Well, what are the other? There's more in there.
Oh, right. Let me see. Yeah.
Oh wait, these are probably, and then they probably put all the Impossibles in in one bag because two were. I figured it out.
Okay.
So what happened was there's two separate bags. One bag had the Impossibles, but because we got two with cheese,
Yeah.
that's why they had different color boxes. But all the Impossibles were in one bag, and we didn't even investigate the other bag. So how about we investigate the other bag before
You know,
we go on?
it actually makes sense because the other ones are in with the chicken rings, so it's like all the meats together.
Oh yeah, they're really being they're being very conscientious about not.
That's actually a good thing.
Yeah, I can
We got
appreciate
some
that.
barbecue sauce.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
Oh, is this regular?
this is meat. That's real. Okay.
All right. And there's the onions on this.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if they cook the onions on the same griddle that
betcha.
they cook the meat on,
betcha.
and that's why they don't have the onions on the Impossibles.
Right.
So let's
Perfect. It makes
I'm
sense.
gonna-
Our dash is handy.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh,
here's
this
where you
smells like classic White Castle.
are. Yeah, it's got that. There's a certain thing to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers.
Oh my gosh.
We got to touch the buns.
Touch the bun. That should be what we say every time. Oh, pickle too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
This is much better in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, the pickle really does help.
It does.
Just the pickle.
Although I love onions, so the onions are my.
Yeah. It does have quite a bit of flavor. It does have quite a bit more flavor, I should say.
Mhm.
They are thinner. The meat is thinner.
That's true.
Sorry.
He's getting food in my car.
That's
I
him.
guess I signed up for
Fired.
this though when we took my car instead of yours.
I guess so. Yeah.
Well, I think I'm going to go try the cheese one.
Yep.
See if the cheese could actually improve the flavor dramatically. Now,
It could.
I don't think there's enough cheese on here that it's going to affect my
Yeah. I think
enjoyment of it.
I think first I'm gonna try the cheese separately to see like how that tastes. Like if this isn't real cheese. I'm not sure it tastes like anything.
Waiting with bated
it
breath
seems-
for an inspirational
I know.
answer. He says, doesn't taste like anything.
I wish there was something to report. No, I mean it looks pretty legit, like, you know, American cheese, but and it has a cheesy smell.
I'm a bad judge of that because I don't like cheese,
Yeah.
so I don't eat much of it. But all right,
Yeah, it has a cheesy smell. It smells like American cheese.
Right.
All right, touch the buns.
touch the buns.
You know what the best part about editing this sort of a thing is taking out all the smacking noises. Because it is annoying once you watch it back.
Oh, so it tastes like bad cheese. Like I know the difference between good and bad cheese.
There's something a little too... How would you describe that? It's like, I want to say like pungent, but not in a cheese way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, here's the deal. If you are vegan, and this is your go-to, if you're gonna go to White Castle, then if you're a big cheese fan, I could see you being cool with this. But for somebody like me, it doesn't make any sense.
That was.
I do like that it's thicker. You know?
It is more. I wanted to say more meat. It's really a lot less meat, but
a
it
lot
is
less
a
meat.
thicker patty.
Yeah.
To me, that was decidedly worse with
Yeah.
the cheese.
I'll say that the texture is pretty meaty. Like they do a convincing job of making it look like meat.
Yeah.
And feel like meat. Mouth feel.
It, I will say I'm going to stick with my analysis that it tastes like a cheap breakfast
Yeah.
sausage patty.
Yeah.
So with that in mind,
have
it
to
does
agree.
taste like meat. It just doesn't taste like White Castle.
Right. And that's kind of the thing is like, you know, if you're fine with eating the meat, then just get the meat.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really not bad, honestly. If that's your only option when you come to White Castle, then I think you're going to enjoy that. If you're used to eating vegan foods, then I think somebody would actually really like it.
Are you saying that if you're used to having the low standards of vegan food, you're going to be okay with this?
Frankly, I guess that's what I'm saying. But it honestly, just as artifice, it's impressive.
Yeah.
Because it feels like meat, it looks like meat. It has not a beef burger flavor, but it is kind of like you're saying, like a sausagey type thing going on. So I'm impressed, actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't go out of my way to eat it, but if I was at a party and somebody said that they got a Crave case and it was full of these, I would still eat them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Same here. Agreed.
All right. So how many red beards?
Okay. We have to think about this. Well, maybe we should make a standard, right? So,
Okay.
So first, let's say how many red beards would we give the regular White Castle sliders?
Oh, and this is on a scale of
1 to 5.
1 to 5.
1 to 5 red beards. Yeah.
Do I get to give a brown beard rating?
Yeah,
for
you
this
can
one?
give a brown
okay,
beard rating.
I'll give a
Yeah.
brown beard rating.
So we're opening up the brown beard rating system. You'll have to decide for yourself how they compare.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we'll hear from the red beard first.
Okay. So when it comes to a regular slider, it's not a food that I eat frequently. And so whenever I do, it's like special. In a
That's
way,
true.
Which
That's
is
true.
ironic. It's White Castle, but you know, it's something that I rarely do. I tend to eat it with my brother-in-law when he comes into town. It's just like our thing to do.
And something that I've got to say about White Castle is the flavor invokes an emotion associated with various activities. So even if,
True.
like, because
It's very nostalgic.
yes, nostalgic is a great way of putting it. So I'm now thinking of gaming events with friends,
Yeah.
late night runs at 2 o'clock in the morning after a long binge of gaming and we needed something to eat. This is what you get. So it's
Yeah.
bringing back those memories.
Yeah. So with the nostalgia in mind, with the fact that let's just be honest, this is the gold standard for sliders. It has to get 5 red beards.
Oh, wow.
It
I'm
has to.
impressed. I'm impressed.
How else am I gonna? I can't rate it lower if it's the gold standard.
That's true. I was going to give it 4.5 brown beards.
Okay. Because you could imagine there being a better slider.
I
than
can
that.
imagine, yes. What it would taste like, I'm not sure.
Right.
But I can, or maybe that's just due to inconsistency sometimes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Or maybe it has to do with how squishy the bun is. Like if they had a more stout bun, it would be,
Okay.
it would be a 5. But
Okay.
4.5, I have a hard time giving anything a perfect score, so
Right.
4.5 is still pretty high acclaim.
Okay. I tell you what. I will adjust my red beards down from 5 red beards whenever I have a better slider than that.
Ah, that's a good
Yeah. So
standard.
so it'll be a sliding scale.
It holds
but
the crown
But
for now.
somebody's got to suggest a slider that's better,
And then you gotta go try it.
and then I got to go try it.
Keeping in mind
So, that's
how
the
far you
challenge.
may have to drive to go try it.
Yeah. I'm not saying I will. Absolutely. This is not a promise.
Now we
Okay.
have to do the impossible sliders.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say this, but it doesn't have a beef flavor. Yeah. So I want my slider to taste like beef, even if it's not. But I am very impressed with what they did. They made plants very much like meat,
They did. Like I said,
which
tastes
is
like
a little bit scary.
cheap breakfast sausage that sat on the griddle for a little too long.
And the fact that it was hot and fresh as it can be. I tell you what was missing though were, the pickles, the onions.
That may have raised the rating dramatically. That may have done it, but unfortunately, if they're cooked on the same griddle as the beef burgers, you can't
You
put
can't
them
do
on.
that, yeah. They would have to have a separate griddle, which I understand is not very cost effective. So I'm gonna give it like 2.5 red beards.
That's pretty close. We're scaling the same. I was going to give it 2 brown beards.
Okay.
If they had called it a breakfast slider, an impossible breakfast slider, I would
Straight up
probably
wouldn't
give
have noticed, honestly.
I probably would have given it a 3-star, a 3 brown beard,
Okay.
because that would, I feel, be a much better representation of what the flavor actually is.
Yeah. Fully agree.
All right,
Cool. Well, this has been fun.
we're not done yet. we have
still
more
have
work
these.
to do. We have more work to do. All right. Now we are going to be eating the chicken rings, which are very ringy.
Yeah. So it's about black pepper in this. It looks pretty good.
It smells very chicken nuggety.
Honestly, it smells very chicken McNuggety.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, do we need to touch the nuggies?
Touch the nuggies. Dink nugs.
Oh gosh. All right, cheers.
All right, that's right. I like that batter.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice.
Diving in for seconds already.
I definitely appreciate the fact that they put the black pepper in there.
Mm-hmm.
That really helps with the flavor overall. The chicken's a little spongier than I would like, but these are formed, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me a lot of a chicken nugget, but gosh.
We didn't consider he might die eating the chicken nuggets.
Oh my gosh.
You could be all right.
Yeah. Let me
Yeah, drink some water.
sip.
Your face is so red.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll give my analysis. I think it's got a slightly less rich flavor than a chicken McNugget.
It's not as crisp.
It's not as what?
It's not as crispy.
We're gonna have to redo this whole video another time.
I know,
'cause
seriously,
Mike's
geez
dying.
Louise. It was a pretty good sized chunk that I
Inhaled.
Yeah.
Not for breathing in.
Yeah. Don't do that. It doesn't have the same crispness of a chicken McNugget. The quality, I can't do this. Oh, gee. I'm almost there. I can almost do this. Okay, so the batter is not as crisp as a chicken McNugget, which is one of the things that I really appreciate about it. And to me, the chicken's a little spongier than a chicken McNugget.
Is it really?
I think so. At least the ones that I've had recently. I don't know if they've made them a little better.
I don't know, maybe.
Because I don't hardly ever get chicken McNuggets. I mean, it's like once every few years kind of a thing.
I'm going to be a bit more generous. I think that it's better than a chicken McNugget, personally.
Okay. It's a fun shape.
It is a fun shape.
Yeah.
I do think that it is meant to go with the sauce, though, like the barbecue sauce. And it would be a fantastic carrier for that. But I wouldn't mind eating these just normally.
Yeah.
I would personally put this above chicken McNuggets.
Okay.
Because this has what feels more like a batter. The chicken McNuggets feel like they've almost got a shell on them.
Yeah, it's tempura.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And this is more like you would get in a chicken tender or something like that. Yeah. Which is appreciable. I mean, it definitely has its place. Now, since you mentioned that it's really meant to go with the sauce.
Oh.
All right, let's give this a dip.
Yep.
It's dark. It looks like barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce is straight up bullseye.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I wish we could have these nuggets or rings with McDonald's barbecue sauce. I think McDonald's barbecue sauce is a little bit tangier than this. This is a little on the sweet side.
Yeah. I think I would prefer the McDonald's sauce, yeah.
It's not to say this is bad. This, in my opinion, is not bad sauce. It's just
No.
when we have to make a comparison, especially one that everyone or the most people would be able to relate to.
Mm-hmm.
So, red beard and brown beard.
Okay. So whenever I think of nuggety type things, for me the gold standard is like Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
And so
I hadn't considered that comparison.
Yeah. And so whenever I do that, it's really not a comparison. It's not very fair because it's you have chunks of white meat versus like a formed ring of chicken.
Yes.
So I'm gonna have to give it 2.5 red beards.
Okay. can see that.
Yeah.
My problem with Chick-fil-A is I prefer dark meat to white meat. And so since it's
okay.
predominantly, since it is white meat chunks,
Right.
and it doesn't have a very thick batter,
Right.
it's a thinner
So
batter.
you're like a thicker batter. Okay.
Yes, that's
So
where...
I think you would probably like Popeyes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they have a very thick, crispy batter.
Huh, I'll have to give that a shot.
Yeah.
But with that in mind, I think these are probably higher on my scale. I would probably go 3.5 brown beers.
Wow.
Having said that, the barbecue sauce, which these should be a perfect carrier for, is
Yep.
not as good, and I would give the barbecue sauce probably 2 brown beers.
Okay. I'm gonna give the barbecue sauce like 1.5.
Oh, okay.
gonna go a little
I guess I was being generous.
Yeah, honestly, it's like it's just something that you can call barbecue sauce. It's not. It's just not really
I
much
agree.
of anything. So I think it's like, okay, maybe I'll say 2. I'll give it 2. I'll give it 2 red beards. We'll add half a beard onto it. We'll say it's fair. It's fair.
Yeah.
It's not
adequate.
bad. It's not bad. It's not poor. It shouldn't be poor.
It's like the Toyota Corolla of barbecue sauces. There's nothing inspiring about it, but it gets the job done.
Yeah, it's reliable. It's gonna taste the same every time you get it.
Yeah.
Well, there it is.
And we just lost all of our Toyota Corolla fans.
Analogies can be tricky. Well, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank
that
you.
was our review of the White Castle interesting items.
Like and subscribe to Mike's channel.
And like and subscribe to his channel whenever it exists, which should be soon.
Let's hope. Let's hope it's soon. Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
All right. Thanks so much. See ya.
Saying what?
Collab?
Collab?
Collab.
Oh, collab.
Collaboration? And that's the beautiful awkward silence.